Hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back to me. Welcome back to True Blue Thai. Welcome back to Thailand. welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to a dusty Thailand. A very dusty Thailand. It's Monday today, for instance. It's for instance, after the weekend, and I'm a little bit late giving my review. But with saying that, though, I always say that, for instance, I always like to listen to other people's reviews and listen to what they had to say so I can get the general gist of the thing, of how people are feeling. And I listened to New York Up today, for instance, and so I've listened to everybody else. We won. Manchester City won. Even though I knew we would. And if you go back into my results, you will say I said 3-1, 2-1, or 3-1. I said, okay. And on the day, what's it called? I said to myself, 3-1, and it was 3-1. But I've never seen so many of you. Oh, no. We're going to get beat. 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 Considering we are the form team in the top six. No, okay. We consider me the form team of the top six. Okay? Shock? No, I am not. It's because, of previous results. Now, we had a bad result in Paris, which is understandable, okay? Well, not understandable because of etc. But I think we were still 2-0 up. Yes, we let the two-goal game, two leads. Yes, it wasn't the bad games. Yes, a lot of players didn't turn up. Yes, the weather was bad. But again, I still say it meant a lot more to Paris than it did to Manchester City. And people will plus and minus me on that one. But the fact is, for instance, it didn't typify. It kind of typifies our season Paris result, but it kind of didn't typify the way things were going after. For instance, we got our first win a few weeks ago against Leicester. And then Leicester, West Ham, blah, 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 whatever, Ipswich. I don't know anything, Ipswich. Ipswich are a Premier League side. And if you look at Spurs yesterday, for instance, and see how they reacted to a Premier League side, and if you look at what was it called? Bournemouth, what's it called? With all their injuries. And Spurs have got a lot of injuries. Man City got a lot of injuries. But they've got a lot of injuries. And then suddenly, for instance, what was the score against Forest? This informed team, this amazing team, which Man City beat 3-0, by the way. What's it called? What's it? 5-0. 5-0. And then they beat Newcastle the week before. So, for instance, there's no easy team in the Premier League. And to win and to beat them, so I got the Cockles has just turned up. Yes, I'm watching you. Yeah, it's a big cockerel. What's it called? And he comes up and he's going, you talk, I'll kill you. In fact, one of the reasons why I didn't do the video yesterday is because I got the next door neighbour and he was is the boyfriend, etc., of the girlfriend. So the next door, the owners, and it's the owner's daughter. So, for instance, I've got to be careful what I say. Anyway, so for instance, he likes to play music, and they've got an extension, and the music comes in here. So I thought, I'll give it 24 hours, etc. For instance, and so just sat down and what's it called? And the fishermen started playing their music. Oh my god! So if you heard the music in the back, etc., it's Thai folk music. It's the worst music you'll ever hear, especially when they start singing, and it's just oh. But it is what it is. We're in Thailand. We've got to respect where we are. So, but yeah. Anyway, so by the way, if you're new to the channel, if you don't know me, I'm True Blue Thai. For instance, I live in Mancunian, Man City fan all my life, and I've been since I was a wee nipper, and born Manchester, and but live overseas many places. And now I'm in Thailand for 3 years, and I like to talk about my football club because I'm not a texter. I'm not one of these and that I'll feel fine because half the time, etc. Your point doesn't get ahead, or you don't get across. Like LB's channel, for instance, he was negative prior to the Chelsea game. For instance, after the because a lot of people after the Paris result really went off the cliff with Manchester City. Oh, we've got to get stuffed against Chelsea. Oh, we've got this terrible run coming up. Oh. And I thought, no, you got to look at. And I was listening to Chelsea fans, and Chelsea fans coming into the game, they were really nervous. And like I listened to, what was he called? Not Mamouche. What was it? It's on the Big Six. Anyway, so for instance, big Chelsea fan, you'll probably know if I've ever told you. And he was saying how the fact that for instance, he was saying how the fact that how nervous they were and how bad they've been playing, and the defense is bad, like that's it is. But I've also so they were really nervous coming to the game. So begins with M. Matisse. Anyway, so because he was on the South Stand with Big Steve and Dabs, and I thought it's pretty good that South Stand as well. So I'll be watching that again. It's one of my on my tick list. So, but yeah. So but when I listened to LB, for instance, he was really negative, and a few others, etc. Really got me down. On the day of the, I turned on LB's channel. I was turning on MTFC, and MCFC, Manchester City Football Club's the channel I like to listen. But the problem is they're getting up my nose at the moment on Manchester City Football channel because you keep having what's it called, the opposition turning up. And it's all right, what's it called, coming up and asking a couple of questions, but the fact is, you spend half the time talking about the opposition. And I want to talk about Manchester City. It's the Manchester City watch along, what's it called, or channel, and I want to talk about Man City. I don't want to listen to Chelsea and how they're doing and blah, 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 whatever. I've already done my research, I've already done that. I don't want to sit there and spend the next 20 minutes. I want to get a full, come on, City, come on, this is our time. You know what I mean? And for instance, I want to see Paul Dickoff, Sean Wright Phillips. I want to see, what's it called? A bit of, come on, City. Like the opposition's point of view. I don't mind, but I've done that. But at that time, for the next up to the game time, I want to hear about Manchester City, MCFC. Okay, right. Okay, I still turn you on, but once you start bringing in, what's it called, other teams and other team players, ex-players, and spending half the time you clips you put on MCFC, what's it called, like Chelsea, what's it called, Chelsea players going against Manchester City. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that before a Man City Chelsea game. I don't want to see that. So no, I thought that was wrong. So I don't want to see that. I want to see Man City, City scoring against Chelsea, not the opposite way, bloody way around. For instance, and so no, that's I really don't like that. They've done it. I mean, it's like bad luck as well. It's like bad luck. I just don't want it. Anyway, moving on. For instance, going back to LB, for instance, I was on his channel and he was like, oh, it was really negative. Oh, it's called the Pray Along. Oh, what's it called? Oh, whatever. And I was like, ah. And he said, like, nobody's got any chest today. And I was like, I was writing in cap letters. We're going to win. We're going to win. And but of course he ignored it and blah blah blah. And everybody was giving it. Oh, we're gonna get stuffed. He's gonna get blah whatever. And it really upset me. What's it called? Anyway, I got rid of him. Went to Typical City. And listened to Johnny for see how he was feeling, because they need some positivity. I believe Man City could win on Saturday. Why the hell are you not? You're focusing too much on the Paris result. One result. We've been really good form up to the Paris result. From he's getting better. The Paris result, at least we scored 2 goals. Okay, fine, wasn't great, but the fact we didn't win. But the fact we can still sort it out. What's it called again? What's it called this Wednesday. But the fact is, we got to stay, come on, sue. And I think sometimes at the moment, I'm just getting really upset with City fans, etc. Because quite honestly, we got this weak fan base now, for instance, who don't like fighting. And there was LB was talking, had the Danish guy, for instance, Sai. I think he's a decent guy. I lived in Denmark for 10 years, so I don't mind Denmark, etc. I listened to Sai, and he's like, oh, let's bin off the Champions League because we're not going to win it. Bin off the Champions League because we're not going to win it. Oh, for God's sake. Is this where we are now? And there's people who are agreeing with him. Sai, listen to me if you're listening. Okay, I remember I was in Spain at the time. What's it called? I was living in Spain, and I met a Danish girl. Okay, and I moved to Denmark. What's it called? That year. What's it called? And that year, for instance, what's it called? Where there was a Balkans war. Okay, and for instance, they couldn't. For instance, Yugoslavia couldn't. Participate. So a team in red and white, Danish Dynamite. What's it called? Got the pass. And nobody thought Denmark was going to win that. Nobody thought. And what happened? George Jensen, Brian Laudrup, Mikael Laudrup, Brian Laudrup. Okay? Right, Peter Schmeichel. You won it. Nobody expected you to win it, but you won it. And I was in Denmark, etc. It wasn't Denmark we actually won it. What's it called? But I arrived in September, and for instance, and yeah, what's it called? And I stayed there for 10 years in Denmark, etc. And believe you me, what's it called? It was the when was the last time England won something and blah blah blah. Okay, little old Denmark won it, and now you're saying, what's it called? Just because you don't think Manchester City can win the Champions League this year, we should bin it off, huh? 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 Where's this Danish dynamite? Where's this strongness? Yeah. Where's this? I can't believe it. I can't believe that from a Dane who would come out and say something like that. Don't bin off tournaments. We go into tournaments. What's it called? Fighting each and every one. All right, this weak mentality now, where we from City fans now. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. And talk about Khusanov, etc. Poor lad. And yeah, for instance, yeah. Let's go onto the game. Yeah, so for instance, coming into the game, the lineup. Edison, we will continue with Edison in goal. Mateus Nunes, Khusanov got his first start. Kanji, Guardiola, Bernardo Silva, Kovacic and Gundogan, Foden, Haaland and Mamouche. I didn't expect it, but I did it was kind of what I was expecting. For instance, So for instance, I was happy we had Kovacic and Gundogan in the starting lineup. I did say Khusanov was going to start. And I think I did say Mamouche would start as well. The bench looks okay as well. For instance, we had De Bruyne, Grealish. I thought De Bruyne would start. Grealish, Rico Lewis, McAtee, Savinho, Nico Riley, Ortega, John Stones, and Victor Reis. The new last signing was on the Rice, Reese, Hayes, whatever. So I thought that was a damn decent lineup. Let's have a look at Chelsea. Was a goal? Let's just be nice to them. There's Sanchez, James, Chabala, Colwell, Corella, Caicedo, Fernando, Madueke, Palmer, Show, and Jackson. Starting lineup. 4-2-3-1. Anyway, so for instance, and as we all know, for instance, the game started. By the way, big up to Manchester City for the Tony Buck, Dennis Law, and the third one. Tribute. I love the singing. I thought it was a great idea. The poster was wonderful. I thought it was a fantastic tribute. That was really nice. I love this. It was very unique. Very unique. I liked it. Really nice. Very different. Very, very nice. Anyway, so the game started, etc. There's a lot of anticipation, a lot of, we're going to get beaten, and blah, blah, blah. Chelsea started well, but they started very well, for instance, for instance, in the third minute, for instance, Khusanov headed back to Edison, and for instance, was intercepted, and McAwee, easy tapping. And big up to the guy, for instance, he stayed on. He looked really nervous. What's the goal? Say thank you. Rather than big up, I'd say thank you to Bernardo Silva, who dropped back and supported him, and he got his confidence a bit back, which is understandable. What's the goal? He could compose himself, etc. And back into the game. So I'm not, I remember a certain Pablo Zabaleta, and I remember his first game because I was at the Etihad in his first game, and he was not very good, right? And I think he got sent off against Liverpool, blah, blah. He wasn't very good. And I've seen a few City players coming into, throughout the years, and they're not being very good. I remember Rodri in his first season wasn't very good. I remember quite a few others. And now, for instance, look at him now. I don't doubt Khusanov is going to be a very, very good player for us. And, so for instance, once he finds his feet, he will. And the press need to lay off him. Absolute nonsense. And because they're always trying to cut Man City over one thing. If it's either 1-1-5, something else, PSR, blah, blah. And they're having a go at Khusanov. Why did Pep play Khusanov? Is it unfair to play this young man? He's 20. He's 20. God, he's not 16, 15. He's 20. He's an international. He's got, plays for Uzbekistan. He's, He plays in the French league. He's not playing against a Tim Pop, he's not Baron Furness he's playing for, God knows what. TNE, whatever, what was it called, that Welsh team. And, so offenses, yeah. And he's, he's English. Half the damn sides can't speak English. Half the damn players in the Premier League can't speak English. So, for instance, and yeah, so and he will. He'll get there. He'll get back. So the press actually, and what they said, was just pathetic. It really is. But then again, if you listen to the press, they thought their summary of the match was the fact that, for instance, it was Chelsea who were playing crap, not Manchester City playing good. It was like, yeah, City played all right. But Chelsea, it was Chelsea, it was Chelsea, it was Chelsea, it was Chelsea. So, but yeah. So, but me personally, I thought it was a fantastic team performance. I thought there were so many. I could sit here for the next. I'm not going to do so for the next 25 minutes. Talk about each and every player. I thought each and every player had a really, really good. It was a great team performance. The way they celebrated the goals, the way they, for instance, had a hug at the end, for instance, and they really, what's it called? You could feel there's a really good camaraderie in the squad. And yeah, they were fist bumping each other, or banging into each other, and yeah, so it was brilliant. And I thought it was a great team performance. Man of the match, you've got to give them all the man. Everybody stepped up. Mateus Nunes, I'm sorry, Mateus, what's got to been cooking you a little bit, what's got to been worried about you because you're not a defender, mate. Not for any other reason other than the fact you're not a defender, but you played brilliantly. Really was really, really good. Really, I'm really impressed. Guardiola, for instance, absolutely superb. Really, really his first goal was great. Is the way he. Yeah, you could say that Chelsea weren't tracking back and blah blah blah. It doesn't make no difference. The man still got to do his job, to which he was, and he's still doing it. If he didn't do it, for instance, regardless whether Chelsea was tracking back or knocking back in or blah blah blah, he still got to do it. You got to give him credit. What's it called? And all this nonsense. And I have to say, after the first 15 minutes when Chelsea were pretty good, and there should have been 2-0 up was goal with, what was his name? Palmer, for instance, not crossing and I thought, well, I'm going to give it up to the City players because they deserved it. It was a great team performance, fantastic bounce back. They must have looked at themselves and said, my God, we thought we were coming somewhere. We beat, what's it called, West Ham, Leicester, Salford, Ipswich, and now, for instance, we had a bit of a downer. So he must have. I think they looked at themselves and they really pulled the finger out. And yeah, Kovacic was great in midfield. The way he actually sprayed the ball out, sprayed the ball, really getting into it. And Gundogan, had one of his best games at City. Again, it's because Kovacic sticks in the six. He can move a bit further forward. And he's a different player when he's not playing in the six. So, for instance, and he was spraying the ball down, get his duck in, looking up, dividing up the passes. Yeah, really, really good. Foden, great goal, getting more. He's scored more goals now. I think he's the top scorer in 2025. 2025 is the top scorer. So, for instance, Phil Foden. And so brilliant, absolutely fantastic. I think he was trying to pass it, looking around with his goal, and who's there to help me? I thought, just go for it, mate. Erling Haaland, the way he held up the ball, his goal, his vision to see the goal to take on the guy, stop, look, see the goalkeeper, and chip it over his head. Okay, absolutely superb. Omar Mamouche, first game, absolutely superb. Really, really good. Really impressed by him. His aggressiveness, he's willing to fight, he's smiling, the whole thing, it was brilliant. Absolutely superb. I was really, really impressed. And very impressed with the side, impressed with the players, impressed with Pep got it right in his selections. The crowd, if you were at the Etihad, did us proud. There was a lot of singing. There was a lot of, for instance, I like the praise of Khusanov. There was a really positiveness around City. It was really, really good. After the negative of the positive all the way going up to Paris and the negative after Paris, etc. I thought going into the Chelsea game, I thought we were good. We're good, and the players and the fans deserve it, honestly. And didn't do many substitutions, but at least the bench looked a lot better, a lot better. For instance, Savino, I didn't see him. I thought he would come on, but he won't. Hadn't. For instance, didn't play Makitino, and I was surprised he didn't play Victor. But Kevin came on, etc. What's called and really said John Stones when he came on the 54th minute for Khusanov. I thought he was very, very stable. He was really, really good. He was the Diaz 2.0. What's it called? And calm things down a lot. Allowing us not to concede again. But whether he can play every few minutes, every game, I don't know whatever. But we're using him sparingly. That's fine because he's a wise old head now. For instance, he can do it. But overall, delighted with the result. No surprise that we won because, quite honestly, I thought we were going to win the beginning. Up to the fourth position now. What's it called? We can really kick on now. For instance, even though we've got the fixtures are coming up and people are going to go, oh well, we've got Arsenal, we've got Liverpool, we've got whatever. Who would you be rather playing right now? For instance, Arsenal or Bournemouth, Arsenal or for instance Forest, Arsenal or Brighton. Okay, right? No difference. No difference. Premier League sides are Premier League sides. They're going to be difficult, and you would expect that Arsenal will be a bit. But I'm sorry, the way Arsenal play at the moment. What was it? They got a lucky 1-0 against Wolves, and Wolves are supposed to be getting relegated, and Arsenal supposed to be winning the Premier League title. And they're going about, oh yes, they had one man spent off. Oh my God, it was an injustice. Oh dear man, I was listening to the talk crap out of what's going afterwards, and there was about 100 Arsenal fans talking about, oh, it always happens to us. Always happens to us. Oh my God, they love whining the Arsenal fans. And so what's it called? But again, I get a team, for instance, at the bottom of the league, expected to get relegated, not playing well, and they struggle to beat them. And this is a team, etc., who's supposed to be winning the Premier League. I don't think so. So no, I'm sorry, I'm not having it. So I'm going to the Emirates next week, etc. In a bit of confidence. I'm still thinking we're going to stuff Bruges 3-0, 3-1 maximum. Yeah. So I was going to have no problems with that. I don't care what's going to be blah blah blah. I think we'll qualify, for instance, and I want us to qualify. The players will, and they know how to win. We've got players who know how to win. They're winners. They've won a lot of trophies. You don't win a lot of trophies by having a bit of this inside you. Once they go, then they don't know how to do it. And I've got every confidence. It's a long ass season. You can't just certain games design the seasons, etc. But when you've got a competitive league like ours, it's going to throw up so many different permutations. And you've got to sort of like walk into each and every game with an absolute positive and say, we can do it, we can do it, we can do it. Okay, and yes, we've got injuries. But I was looking at Spurs injury. They've got 10. I think Bournemouth got loads. For instance, everybody's got injuries at the moment. So yes, I know we injured key players. And yeah, I mentioned injuries before. But for instance, I do believe, for instance, we can still do it. For instance, we still get top four. We can still have a really good season. There was a lift with the new players. And so yeah, come on. So anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you. Francis, I don't want to keep you too long. You probably listened to 100 streams about this, but it's great that we're back. It's good. And I want you to be confident. And I want you to feel that we're back. I want you to feel that, for instance, we're better than ourselves. You got to feel, you got to trust. This is where we shine in the second part of the season. And there's no reason why we can't have a good end of the season and get top four and have a good run. Both of them. Okay? Anyway, sorry, cat from Thailand. In my daily video. Take care. Take care.